Hello everyone, this is the second video about subject-verb agreement, and it is about problems in agreement. Sometimes there are phrases between the subject and the verb that might make it difficult for us to decide the number of the verb or to find the subject in the sentence. Today I'm going to tell you some ways and strategies that you can use to decide what the subject of the sentence is and which verb agrees with the subject. First kind of phrases that can be between the subject and the verb is prepositional phrases. And as you know, a prepositional phrase begins with a preposition and ends with a noun or a pronoun. Prepositions such as of, at, in, all of these are prepositions that can be followed by a noun and all together make a prepositional phrase. Before we proceed, I would like you to answer the next question. 2 cups of water was or were ordered. Take a moment to answer this question. If your answer is was, your answer is wrong. You might ask yourself, why is it wrong? Isn't the word water the subject? It is what the sentence is about. It is singular, and that's why we need to choose the word was. No, you're not thinking in the right way. If you look at the word water, you'll find that it is preceded by the word of. The word of is a preposition, which is of water is a prepositional phrase. Keep it as a rule in your mind. A subject is never a part of a prepositional phrase. So what you need to do in this example is to cross out of water. Cross out any prepositional phrase that you might see in a sentence to decide the right number of the verb that agrees with the subject. So here, what's left after crossing out of water? We have 2 cups. 2 is an adjective and cups is the noun that I'm looking for. The word cups is the subject. What is the number of the word cups? It is plural. That's why we need to choose the verb were, not the verb was. Were is plural, cups is plural, were agrees with the word cups, and this is the right way to answer this question. Let's have a look at another example. The hero of those folk tales is Coyote. What I need to do here is to look at the verb. Look at the verb here. The verb here is the word is. Is in the singular form. This means that the subject here is in the singular form as well. Look at the words before the word is. If you find a prepositional phrase, you need to cross it out. Cross out the prepositional phrase that you can see before the word is. We need to cross out of those folk tales. No need for this prepositional phrase. Now look at the subject. The subject here is hero. It is who the sentence is about. The sentence is about this hero. So the hero is Coyote. This means that the word is, which is a singular verb, agrees with the word hero. Scientists from all over the world have gathered in London. Again, look at the verb here. The verb here is have gathered. What I care about here is the helping verb, which is the word have, because this is the one that has to agree with the subject. Now what I need to do is to cross out the prepositional phrase. The prepositional phrase in this example is from all over the world. Now I need to look for the subject. The subject here is right before this prepositional phrase. It is about scientists, because it is the scientists who have gathered in London. Scientists is plural and have is plural. That's why we can say that the verb have agrees with the subject scientists. Both of them are plural. Not only prepositional phrases can be between the subject and the verb. We have another kind of phrases as well. We have participial phrases. A participial phrase is the one that begins with present participle or past participle. And as you know, present participle is the verb plus ing. And the past participle is the third form of the verb, such as the word broken, stolen, hidden, or it can be in the regular form such as played, studied, listened. Let's have a look at the next example to make it easier for you to understand it. Student studying diligently has passed the exam. If you look at the sentence carefully, you'll find studying diligently between commas. This means it is a participial phrase. The participial phrase here is not needed to decide the number of the verb. Not to confuse ourselves, we need to cross it out to find the agreement between the subject and the verb. If you cross out studying diligently, you will find the subject student. It is who the sentence is about. The word student is singular, and the verb here has passed is singular as well. Has agrees with the word student. Both of them are singular. One last example about participial phrases that can be between the subject and the verb. The new manager, affected by the opinions of the employees, has decided to change the plan. If you examine the sentence carefully here, you'll find 2 commas, and between these 2 commas, we have the participial phrase. The participial phrase here begins with the past participle affected. No need for the participial phrase here to decide the number of the verb or to see the agreement between the subject and the verb. I need to cross it out. If you cross it out, you'll find the subject right before it. The subject here is the word manager. It is who the sentence is about. The verb here in this sentence is has decided. Has decided has the helping verb has, which agrees with the word manager. The word manager is singular and the word has is singular as well. So they agree with each other. To sum up, what you need to do when you find prepositional phrases or participial phrases between the subject and the verb is to cross them out, not to confuse yourself when you choose the right verb that agrees with the subject. Now let's answer some questions about subject-verb agreement together, specifically sentences that have participial phrases and prepositional phrases between the subject and the verb. Some steps are needed in order to answer questions about subject-verb agreement where there are phrases between the subject and the verb. Step number one, look before the verb. If you have a phrase, either it is a prepositional phrase or a participial phrase, cross it out. This will make it easier for you to identify the subject. After crossing out the phrase, look for the word that can be the subject. The subject is who or what the sentence is about. It is usually a noun or a pronoun. After finding the subject, you need to ask yourself this question: what is the number of the subject? If the number of the subject is singular, you have to choose a singular verb. And if the number of the subject is plural, you have to choose a plural verb. Let's apply this way in the coming questions. Question number one. A tidal wave, despite its name, is or are not caused by the tides. Here I look at the words before the verb. The words before the verb here are despite its name. It looks like a phrase. It starts with the word despite. The word despite is a preposition. This means that despite its name is a prepositional phrase. What I need to do here is to cross out this prepositional phrase to make it easy for me to decide what the subject is. The words that are left are a tidal wave. A is an article, and an article can never be a subject. Tidal is an adjective, and an adjective can never be a subject. Wave is the subject because it is a noun. Now I need to ask myself, what is the number of the word wave? The word wave is singular, and as long as it is singular, I have to choose a singular verb. The singular verb that will agree with the word wave is the word is. Sentence number two. Earthquakes beneath the sea causes or cause most tidal waves. In order to answer this question, you need to look before the verb. You may find a phrase. Now look before the verb. Is there a phrase? Is there a participial phrase or a prepositional phrase? Yes, there is. We have beneath the sea. The word beneath is a preposition, so beneath the sea is a prepositional phrase. Now what I need to do is to cross out beneath the sea. The subject is clear here. The subject is the word earthquakes. Now ask yourself, what is the number of the word earthquakes? Is it singular or plural? Yes, it is plural. This means that the verb has to be plural as well. The verbs that I have here are causes and cause. Which one of them is plural? Is the verb cause, because the verb cause is in the base form, and the base form is a plural verb. Now question number three. Walls of earth and stone along the shore is or are often too weak to protect coastal villages. Now look at the words before the verb. Do you have a phrase? Do you have a prepositional phrase or a participial phrase or not? Yes, we have a prepositional phrase here. Actually, more than one prepositional phrase. The first one is of earth and stone. It begins with the word of, and the word of is a preposition. So, of earth and stone is a prepositional phrase. And we have another prepositional phrase, which is along the shore. The word along is a preposition, and along the shore is a prepositional phrase. What I need to do now is to cross out these prepositional phrases. And what's left will be the subject, of course. Now I've crossed of earth and stone along the shore, and what's left is the word walls. It is the subject. Now ask yourself, what is the number of the subject? It is plural. That's why here we need to choose a plural verb. The plural verb that agrees with the word walls is the word are. Are is plural, walls is plural, so here we have correct subject-verb agreement. Now question number four. The guard, using some techniques, was or were able to stop the robbery. Here again, we're going to apply the same way. Now ask yourself, do we have any phrase between the subject and the verb? Do we have a phrase before the verb? Yes, here we have a phrase before the verb, but this time it's not a prepositional phrase because we don't have a preposition. It is a participial phrase. Look here at the words before the word was and were. We have using some techniques. It begins with using, and using is a present participle. This means that using some techniques is a participial phrase. As usual, what I'm going to do here is to cross out this phrase. Cross out using some techniques. Now try to find the subject. The subject here is the word guard. The word guard is singular or plural? Yes, it is singular. And as long as it is singular, I have to choose a singular verb. So here, the correct verb will be was. Was is the correct verb because the word was is singular and the word guard is singular as well. This is the correct subject-verb agreement in this sentence. Now the last question. The car parked illegally has received or have received a parking ticket. Now look before the verb. Do we have a phrase? Do we have a participial phrase? Do we have a prepositional phrase? Yes, we have a phrase here. It is put between two commas, parked illegally. Again, parked illegally is a participial phrase. It begins with the past participle. What I need to do now is cross out this participial phrase, cross out parked illegally. One of the words that are left will be the subject. Here I have the car. Which word of them is the subject? The or car? Yes, it is the word car. It is the noun. The word car here is the subject and it is a singular subject. And because it is a singular subject, I have to choose a singular verb. Which verb of the two that I have here is the singular one? Has received or have received? Yes, it is has received because it has the helping verb has, which is in the singular form. This is not the end of subject-verb agreement. We still have other topics to discuss in the next videos. Thank you. Bye.